All right. Glory to the King,
Glory.
YouTube. This is my family right here. Brother Shannon.
Shalom.
His lovely wife, Sister Sue. And we are talking about something that took place yesterday. Yesterday, myself and Brother Gideon, we did a church security class. All right.
Excellent
so
class.
you care to tell YouTube land out there, Brother Shannon, your thoughts?
Well, I was telling my wife after we left that class, that was about a little over an hour long, full of great information. I said, I bet you won't see that at like a Joel Osteen church or any of these other churches like that. That none of them would take the time to teach, show, care about their congregation enough to teach them real, true skills like that. We learned a lot on how to act, how to identify things, and we're not going to go into specifics here for obvious reasons, but just the concept of just being aware and know how to deal with a threat if it does present itself, in church or otherwise, but it focused on church. And kudos to the ministry for even thinking to do that, and we thought it was great. Most churches would never do that, so I just observed that and really thank Straightway for caring enough about its members to not only teach us that, but all the other stuff, how to eat right, how to live right, how to get out of debt. If you ain't following this ministry, folks, wake up.
Hey, it really was. You notice I kept putting a lot of emphasis yesterday on how I tell you have to train, because I can show you, and even after showing, you still saw the natural reaction.
We just talked about that too. I was like, we literally just went over that, and I said it's so important to get conditioned. Because it's so easy to be complacent and just have a mindset of it can't happen to me. Everybody, it's human nature to think, oh, it's always over there, it's always over there, it never's going to happen to me. And so people don't act like it. When something is yelled out like you yell gun, the natural reaction is, huh? Where's the gun? Ain't nobody thinks first just to hit the ground and ask questions later. We think ask questions first and then react.
And people think that they can, first of all, you have to have a switch to flip on in order, for you to respond in a prompt manner.
Yes, sir.
And if you don't train, people don't have the switch, if you follow me.
Right.
And it's something that is training again and again and again. Just the simplest form of training.
And repetitive, repetition would be the obviously the way to go about it. I think it's a good exercise, and I know you've done this before, and I think it's a good idea to just have those sporadic drills. Nobody sees it coming. We haven't talked about it in a while. No, it's not in the forefront of people's mind. And then, gun, out of the clear blue, see how people react. And then have people watching to see how people react so you can, let people know, hey, you didn't do this right. You didn't do that right. And it drives home the point of how we really need to react when it happens.
I had a brother yesterday ask me, he asked me two things. He says, number one, how long has it been, since you've actually disarmed someone from a knife situation like that? I said, I don't know, probably 20 years.
Oh, yeah,
he said 20 years.
Yeah.
He said, that fact, go ahead.
Well, we watched Pastor Dowell disarm somebody that had a knife in about maybe a half of a second. And the knife went from this position to on the ground in literally half of a second. It almost had to be slowed down if you wanted to see it actually happen. You couldn't really see it with the naked eye clearly. But that's just training for you. And it was pretty amazing how you did it too. I didn't know how to do that until you showed me.
I went to the back. You notice how I showed real time.
Yes,
that's
sir.
real time.
Yes, sir.
And you see that reaction time is pretty fast if somebody wanted to do something. It just ain't no slow motion thing. Real time. You saw how fast I could pop up and down, right?
Yeah.
And then Brother Gideon, man, was that not a real good teaching that he gave far as securing his wife? Remember how I talked about how my wife is always right here? And he said the same thing because he can grab her and he can
control her
because he has
hold
his
her
right
arm
hand
and
free.
then down. Yeah, that's valuable information.
It is, isn't it?
It's still amazing that you won't learn that in 99.99% of churches, congregations, you call it whatever you want. You will not learn that anywhere else except besides Straightway. That's it. That's the amazing part is they took the time to show their followers and people something that is valuable and very important for their safety and protection. Does your church or other organization love you enough to teach you that? Ask yourself that question. Do they love you enough to teach you how to protect yourself during all kind of scenarios?
You remember years ago, myself and Pastor Fox, we made ourselves available to go out and teach this.
Mm-hmm. And nobody took you up. Well, you were willing to teach other churches. I remember that. Even if it's not Israelite.
Exactly.
Even if they're not Israel, you were still willing to go out there and teach them just as a show of love, I guess, to reach out and just teach them how to protect themselves. And I think you got no calls, correct?
No, I mean, we got two, I believe it was.
2 calls?
And they didn't follow through.
Yeah,
they did not follow through. Was it valuable, Sister Soon?
Yes, sir, it was. Very
amazing.
And I bet everybody is saying, well, what is it? What is it? What is it? You should have been here.
We can't talk about all that.
No.
Just know that this would not be the place if you want to come if you want to do something wrong. Just trust me on that one. You might go somewhere else, but not here. You ain't going to make it out probably. So.
All right, family. It's a blessing having y'all again here at Tabernacles 2017. Glory to the King.
Shalom, everyone.